last session was basically all combat. You had your long-awaited showdown against one of the hands of the matron, Theocharis. Engaging in combat in the chamber that had the other chambers that were kind of linked on the sides that were producing some sort of clone copies of yourselves. Ultimately, you were victorious in the combat.
The third one of those was right?
Yeah.
Third one of what?
Those of us who were marked.
The ones that still had their
Marks.
I couldn't remember. I know it was me and Percy, but I couldn't remember the third one.
But yeah, ultimately you guys were victorious, but there were a few low health bars and one diminished health bar, resulting in the death of Percy. But luckily, through some fortunate and blessed smiled upon rolls, the Revivify spell was successful. So, with this, I would like to take this opportunity to put out a reminder that when you revive, your first revive is always guaranteed. However, starting with your second revival, there is always a chance it can fail.
Yep.
So yes, make sure you mark.
So I'm no longer playing with house money.
Yes. You have to buy back in with your own cash next time. Yes, make sure to mark down the diamond for the ritual. As I have stated in earlier sessions, kind of keeping it a little bit close to rules as written in terms of spell components. If they cost 50 gold pieces or less, it is assumed that your arcane focus replicates whatever component that you would need if that's how you're choosing to cast. However, if it requires a specific item, such as a diamond for the Revivify spell, you must have the component to cast the spells. And now that we are getting to a point where you guys are inching closer to 4th, 5th level spells, just pay attention to what the components are on those. Because at higher level spells, I will probably be double checking just to make sure that they do not require specific components of gold value. But on that note,
we had 2 diamonds, didn't we, prior to that?
Yep. So we only have the one.
Beatrice had been slain, her body turning into a dusty mist and vanishing, leaving behind, though, her armor and her hammer.
Cursed hammer.
The cursed hammer, which had been touched and picked up by Kai.
I didn't pick it up, I just put my hands on it.
Yes.
Because I ain't very strong.
I was going to pick it up and then you grabbed it.
I touched it.
So,
touched it.
this is ultimately where our session begins tonight, as you are all still in the room of this cave.
And I have 3 spell slots left. Do you have remove curse prepared? No. Well, I mean, yes. But I don't have the spell slot for it. Yeah, because it's 3rd or higher, right? Yeah, so I mean, technically, yes, it is there. But no, it's not at the same time.
It's indisposed at the moment.
I figured it wouldn't be able to happen until a long rest was taken.
So
That I only have this.
as you pick up this hammer, immediately you feel like if you had grabbed like a rose and you just feel all the thorns on the stem kind of poke you. When you grab the hammer, it's kind of like that sensation, but there's no barbs or anything on it. You just feel a connection between you and the hammer immediately as it binds itself to you.
I have a 7 strength. Can I pick this thing up?
That sounds like...
Don't actually
This is a BIM moment.
Do weapons have certain stat requirements? Other DMs?
I mean, if
they
it's a two-handed
can.
weapon, I think if you've got like a low
I'm not
stat,
proficient with it either.
I think you might pick it up and wield it with difficulty.
I want to say 5th edition you did away with most of that.
I think so.
It's just
too.
a Warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking for?
I touched the cursed warhammer and now I'm probably gonna have to
I
use it.
think that would be DM's call because Matt Mercer gave Grog not being able to read because he had
No,
like a 7
there
intelligence.
is no strength requirement for a Warhammer.
Okay.
Just proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, it is heavy. You do
Swaying under
struggle
it.
with it as you lift it, but you are able to lift it, and though you probably can't swing it very well, you feel like you have enough precision that you could lift and swing, but again, not incredibly well.
You just don't have enough stopping
It's just
power.
one of those that, yeah, when you walk, it for the most part drags behind you on the ground.
I was gonna wonder if that was gonna be the case. Can I let go?
You can, but you feel an impulse that you cannot leave it behind.
So this is gonna be slow going to get out of here with it.
I mean, it's mainly just flavor stuff. It's not going to impair your movement at all, but
I mean, I move faster than everybody else anyway. But
just, you know.
As long as you've got kneecaps. I'm just saying.
It's not inaccurate.
So, Percy,
Everyone
You
moves fast until they don't
have
one.
just kind of fluttered back to life here, still being cradled in Nox's arms as the Revivify spell has just gone off successfully. Anastasia has popped out of wolf form and has rejoined her father's side. He kind of has one arm around her, kind of clutching her as well, as you guys are kind of just looking around in temporary silence. Let me see. Gotta check to see how many spell slots is left.
One of them had healed me some.
So he had. So I don't have much, but I do have a few healing capabilities left if anyone is on edge.
Kai's now just sitting on a hammer.
I'm fine.
I assume my maximum HP goes up, but I don't get the HP for leveling up until I've been healed. So I gotta adjust this.
Actually, I think on level ups, I think you do get it instantly.
Yeah, the percentage that your damage stays the same.
Yeah. So if you had 2 health and gained 5, you would have 7 health currently. So it would.
So I should be at 16.
Out of
53.
I'm at 22 out of 68.
I'm at 40 or 49.
That's still not correct.
Just go with
I
it.
gotta change my max HP.
Stoyo kind of wanders over to you, Percy. Looks down, kind of sees your eyes open, very just kind of
Glazed.
glazed. Welcome back to the land of the living.
He just... Sorry. I don't imagine he says anything. just kind of like his eyes dart back and forth from person to person. And he kind of
You will find Kai unable to meet your gaze.
just sits up, like, kind of gets up to, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like his legs are folded under him, kind of like almost crisscross applesauce, but not really.
Oh, how I sit most of the time.
How I like to sit, knees
Yeah.
tucked.
Yes. He kind of sits up to that, grabs his rapier and slides it in, and then he just kind of slowly scoots himself back to the wall, and then just sits there, still just eyes darting around the room. Didn't say anything to anyone. And it's almost like a
Cornered rabbit.
it's a cross between scared and confused and pissed off. Kind of all three in one look. But the one thing you would all notice is Percy's always had that twinkle in his eye, you know, like he was full of mischief and life. And you see this dull, piercing look from him now. And it's quite obvious that that twinkle is gone. But he's just sitting there kind of with his back against the wall, just heaving.
Well, I don't mean to, put a rush on our situation, but the coast is clear for now, and we have not yet succeeded what we are here for. We're only halfway there.
Yeah. I'll pick up her armor pieces so I can take the time to slowly put them on.
It is +1 plate now. You got a thing in your eye?
Yeah. So my Is it?
Come on. I had to.
Okay. That's the last one. Had an eyelash stabbing me in the
Can't let you all
elbow.
doubt my status as a dad.
Never for a moment.
+1 plate mail. Oh, got it.
Theo's probably really anxious and keeping an eye on the canisters that had our clones in them. ready to cast moonbeaming.
I don't remember if I said this last time or not, but the bubbling and stuff inside of them has stopped.
Right, but Theo's still
On
scared
edge.
of the damn things.
Fair enough.
So, what would you guys like to do?
As soon as we're ready, I'm ready to go. Get text house in this issue of Dragon still.
Can we quickly check out the room that they came out of?
I mean, that's the direction we have to go anyway.
Sure. So the doors that they came in through lead out into a hallway where, as you come out and you look to the right, it is another one of those caved-in, sealed-off pathways that does not have a way to go. And then down the other side, though, it extends downward, where it splits off into two directions. There is one that goes back downward in a staircase, and then there's another one that splits the hallway, turns off to the right. So it goes straight and down the stairs, or you can branch off. There is also, just because it's been a couple weeks, back where you guys had come from, there was that other door as well.
That one was really hot.
The sauna room.
Feels nice. I've all been giving up on stuff. Right?
You guys would probably notice, as Nox is putting on the new armor, that Percy's watching, but it isn't like in an interested way, it's like in a detached way, like you almost get the feeling like he's trying to size up where the weak points in that armor are in case he ever has to put a dagger in it. Or a crossbow bolt.
Technically, you've already slipped a dagger in it.
No, it was a rapier.
Yeah, that was my rapier.
So, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to count down and put it down. What was the other half of the room? The other half was caved in?
So half the hallway is caved in, and then it leads down to a branching path that goes stairs going down, and then it turns off to the right.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Going back to the door that was hot. I'd like to check it and see if it's still hot.
It is. As you kind of like put your hand near it, you can kind of feel the heat coming off.
I will
It's a Buster Poindexter room.
let everybody know that it is still warm to the touch and probably should be avoided.
Yeah, it's just not looking it.
No. No.
Do we want it sealed?
I don't know. I mean, Nox wouldn't be opposed.
Do we want what sealed?
The hot room.
I mean, it's already closed behind the door.
I mean, we don't even really know what's behind it. But else at the same time, I don't really care to find out what's behind it.
No.
Before he got killed, Percy was looking at the tanks and trying to make a connection. Can I make some kind of roll to know if it seems like there's something in that room that's powering the tanks in this room? I know that's kind of Troy metagaming, but I'm trying to think of how I would word that or how Percy would figure that out.
I would say it would probably be an investigation check.
Let's see if my dice roll as crappy as I did Monday night.
See if there's any piping that comes through a wall or something.
It's an 8 for a 15.
15? So you do kind of back in the other room with the chambers and whatnot. You notice the stuff that you had seen before with like how all of these other ones against the wall seem to connect to the main one.
Right.
But where the main one, where all these things connect, they don't connect at the ceiling, they connect in the floor. And coming out from the base of it is a lot of different stuff that could go potentially
Hard to figure out.
anywhere.
Yep.
You know, it could certainly go to something behind the door, but it could also go somewhere else entirely. I would say you do remember seeing these similar styled chambers when you were poking around initially, like way earlier on.
That was what the one room where the 3 people were in was like this, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Only there was a lot more of them lined up and down each side of the room.
Yep. So You don't know if those would also happen to be connected to this one, or if there is a secondary thing like this, or however many more there could be.
Did Beatrice is the same Dwarven woman that I saw in that first room, isn't she?
No.
No.
Okay, so I know there's got to be other people in here somewhere.
So potentially.
Or, well, right, there were at one time.
There were at one
Whether they're still here or not.
That's for me.
Give me a D20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Another 8 for a 9. I am on a string of not being able to roll double digits that's gone for a long time. After my nat 20, when I crit her, I don't think I've had a roll above single digits since then. And that was, what, 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. And I've used at least 5 different sets of dice. So, yeah, that's a 9.
Theo, you go ahead and roll D20 at your intelligence modifier as well. Not a stoyo. I got a natural one.
I did too.
Okay.
If I take out a potion and drink it now, it's maximum healing, correct? So Percy's going to make one of his 2 potions.
It's too early for you to start yelling for me.
What is it?
For me, it is.
I've been up since 5 a.m.
I've at least said 4. So,
Down the stairs?
does the turnoff lead to a hallway or a room? Like, if you just go like 5-10 feet in, just
Which way?
not
So
the
there's
stairs.
the stairs that go down, and then when there's the hallway, same hallway, it's an intersection. There's stairs that go down, and then it continues going. So which way?
Not the stairs. Does it the other hallway that continues?
Where it turns?
Yeah. Does it lead to a hallway with doors?
It leads
or-
after about 10 feet or so. It leads to another set of stairs that goes down. So they both decline. One of them is just more immediate.
Our options are down or
Down.
down.
Well, I suggest we go down.
Okay. Which
You
one?
know,
Are we gonna
down or
go
later?
around and down, or are we gonna go down?
Just down.
Straight down.
Straight down?
Yeah. Sure that works.
See?
He's still back looking at the door, with the really hot door. He's not wanting to leave this yet.
As you were kind of turn, you're like, Percy? He's not there.
He's scrutinizing it very closely.
Can I go back?
This is partial metagaming, but it's because Percy was interested in it before. Troy thinks there's something important behind that door.
Can I go back to that door with Percy and Eldritch Blast the doorknob?
Sure. For it.
We didn't check if it was locked. We checked if it was hot.
I ain't touching it.
I need to be clear too. Ever since he came to, he has not said a word.
21 to hit.
He's kind of got that.
You hit the door.
I would hope so.
It is kind of made of that metallic stuff, but you do hit it where the handle would be, and it's not like booby trapped or like made to absorb magic, so the fragile handle that is there, you do blast it and it
The idea was to get it open.
falls to the ground, and the door, just from the initial force of the impact, does kind of push backwards a little bit. There's like a little 2-inch crack that kind of.
Yeah. try and look at as best I can without.
So as you kind of like lean your face in through that space, immediately the whatever hot air that is inside of there begins escaping through this opening, and as you kind of put your face in to kind of try and peer, it like kind of have to pull back.
Like when you pull open the oven door
Yeah.
and you stick your head in too quick.
Yeah.
All right.
You open the other door.
Do you open it further? And Percy, even just kind of standing near the area, you can
Yeah.
feel kind of the heat.
I was just trying to see if I had anything that I could use to kind of like blow the heat. He takes off his bomber hat and kind of does, like kind of like, not that it's doing anything.
My short sword to kind of force it open from the side.
Nice strength check.
Okay. I mean,
You got a better chance than the rest of us.
no, I don't.
Ooh.
Not with a 6.
We are rolling for it.
Pull out your short sword and you press the tip against the door and you push on it, but it's still a metal door that is, you know, it's not like a push door where like you just it does require a little bit of force to move. Though it's not, you know, incredibly well secured with like the doorknob and the lock and stuff.
What doorknob?
It's not, yeah.
What doorknob?
It still requires force to open and close, and just kind of pushing on it with your short sword. It's like,
How about if I take out my crowbar and wedge it in there?
sure, go ahead and roll again as he assists you.
Oh, that's better. What, another 21 to...
There you go. Yeah, so
Force
your
that
short
door
sword
open.
just isn't quite cutting it, but Percy kind of walks over, pulls his crowbar out, and kind of wedges it in there just enough so that you can kind of help with your short sword, and you kind of look at each other and don't say anything, but you get the 1, 2, 3 go look, and you both kind of pull and push at the same time, and the door kind of flings open. Now it does really feel like when you first open it
Probably
up,
have-
and as it just ooh. But the intensity of the heat only lasts for a few seconds before, you know, kind of like after you open the oven and it's that wave of heat. After that's done, the oven is still hot,
Right.
but it's not, you know,
Burning
against your face anymore. That's kind of what it's like. And as the door kind of flings open, you both kind of immediately have to like go like cover your eyes a little bit as the back side of this room, from top to bottom, so from floor to ceiling, and almost from wall to wall, which is about 10-12 feet or so, is this huge chunk of crystal that is similar to how the ice was on that goes around the cave here. It's pulsing.
Maybe we should go get Nox.
I know I don't have like any knowledges that would help on
Oh,
this
I
one.
have, I'm proficient with Arcana.
I'm guessing this would be Arcana or Religion. Or something.
Well,
I mean, I have them, but I have like
intelligence is just not my thing,
Yeah.
so...
Okay.
And I wouldn't. I mean, I could roll on it, but I don't think that would be like something. I mean, Percy would just be like, "This is magical. This isn't me."
This is above my.
A magical trap? Yes. A magic like this? No.
Alright, if they come and get me, he'll trudge back to go look at this hot room.
I'll go with Nox.
Well, we're not gonna leave Kyle alone, so.
I assume everybody probably at this point comes along now that you've got the door pried open. So you see the scene that I described to them.
Quick question, and this is something Percy would look at. So you said it's like the whole wall is crystal?
It's the length of the whole wall. The length of the whole wall from bottom to top is a chunk of crystal.
Okay.
The wall itself is not crystal.
Gotcha.
It's
Gotcha.
just
It's not. So it's not like
just
that's the
big.
back wall. It is that it's sitting by the back.
Yes.
Like the shelves against the wall. There.
exactly.
Is
Okay.
this crystal attached to anything? Like pipes?
Give me a investigation. check.
That's was going to be my question on that.
Yes.
Or does it? And if you want me to roll separately, I will, or together, I will. Because I also was going to ask if it has like any markings or anything like that on it.
Runes or
It's like,
insignias.
does it look like they've
What was it?
worked it besides just?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Well, that's a little better. It's a 10 for a 17.
17.
You know, plus 7.
12?
So Nox, as you're kind of looking around, so this cavern is still mixed with ice, and this rock is very bright, and so this whole room is basically just
So it is a sauna.
it basically reflecting, and it's really hard to try and like look around at anything for too long. So you're kind of having a tough time. Percy, because you're a little bit smaller, it's a little bit easier to kind of try and stand next to people where your line of sight isn't quite as hindered by the blinding light. And you do see where I said that it's basically the length of the wall. Against like both sides, there is just a space narrow enough that somebody could squeeze and get behind it. And you do see back there that there are things that are connected to it, like tubes.
Big is this room?
So it's effectively a 15 by 15 foot room, with the exception of the chunk where the crystal is. It's only 10 foot wide instead of 15.
So it's a little bit smaller than this room.
Yep. So it's a
So
3
I'm
by
guessing
3
this
by
is-
3 square that's missing the top right corner.
Does this crystal look like
Give me a.
See, that's where I was, but I'm like Percy wouldn't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Give me a. I'll either let you roll a religion check or a history check, with religion being more difficult.
Knowledge geology? Actually, nature. I do have nature. But like while
Okay.
Nox is looking at that, Percy will he's kind of like back there, like not quite wedged in there, but like back behind it, and he like kind of steps back and takes his rapier and like points, so that the others see that he's pointing at what you explained.
Religion. Religion's better.
Okay.
We're in the hot room.
We're in the sauna.
We're gonna do that.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Percy was interested.
Jack's got interested then too.
I wouldn't open that right away if I were
You
Get there, so
you could probably make the assumption that
We're in a 15 feet by
This is
15
probably
room along one
denied.
wall, like not built into the wall, but like shelves along the
given
wall.
these surrounding
The entire length of the wall is
circumstances,
a chunk
and now that
what
Percy
we
has
think
pointed
is
out the
dead.
connections, it would be a safe assumption.
Okay, so
And that's what the heat is coming off of, right? To be
Yes.
clear, is this
Yep.
stone,
is
crystal.
any one of us small enough, probably besides Percy or Kylie, Theo, small enough to fit behind there to potentially disrupt those pipes?
Well, we don't necessarily have to go back there.
At least
I can cast Erupting Earth.
that works.
I don't know for sure that it would sever the connections, but it might.
it might disrupt it.
Are you talking that in character as well?
Yeah.
Is Theo saying that?
Yeah.
So Percy will step back and he'll say, maybe we need to figure out how this works first before we destroy it.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But if we needed to, that would be one way.
Yes, I would, as Nox has suggested, I would also agree that this is probably divinite. I haven't seen any for myself, but this if you get close to it, you can feel it just makes you uneasy. Especially, I'm sure, for you who possess a divine connection.
I could also, like, Misty step behind there and check things out. But it's,
I was thinking the same thing. I can thunder step behind it, but that's a lot.
Well, I was thinking like
I'm-
big friend.
I can thunder step behind it.
Percy will also,
However,
after
destroy everything.
looking around a minute, he'll be like, there was a different dwarven woman down below. Not sure where she is now, but we haven't seen her yet. Was not beautiful. She seemed to be some kind of...
does Stevenite count as stone?
Stay there. Are you gonna be melded into stone or stone shape?
It's more of a crystal. For what purpose?
Melted in stone.
I was right.
I mean,
I am not gonna try it right now.
Just
I
curious.
was gonna say you could try.
There's some curiosity going on here.
For scientific exploration.
It may hurt a lot.
I get fried a little bit.
Might get stuck inside of it.
Downed inside of a stone. That's well,
Immediately pop out to the.
that would still suck.
I mean, that's one way to go.
Burned to death by a stone.
Sure as hell beats getting smashed in the face with a hammer. I can tell you that.
Arguments there. I'm sure that was hell.
So I would say no.
I'm willing to make a nature check if that helps.
I don't think you need to make one, just because I think
I would probably have an understanding of what I can and can't go into.
yes, in terms of that, this is basically in lines with a crystal and like an ore, and you would not be able to meld into, like, if there was like a copper, silver, or gold statue or something like that, you wouldn't be able to meld into that. And this is kind of the same thing, where it's a crystal more in lines of a mineral than an actual rock.
I need help.
So if you need me to go clear behind the thing and squeeze in there, and I need to make some kind of saving throw or take some damage or something, I will. But the one thing I want to do is I want to look, because you did say that it was clear to me that there are these lines. I want to see if there's the same number of lines as there are the chambers here, or if there are more, because I'm trying to figure out if this is powering the ones up here and the ones I saw down below, or if this is just powering the ones in the room, or if they're just powering the ones below.
Yeah, so as you kind of look behind it, it is hot, but it's not hot enough that you need to make any kind of check or anything like that.
It's just the uncomfortable kind of warm.
As you are looking, you do see kind of these, like, tubes and things kind of coming out of it, but now that you're actually back there looking at it, they are coming out of it and they go straight down into the ground, more to anchor it in place than actually connect it to anything. And then there is one, though, that's kind of right in the middle, in the back, that goes out and goes up into, like, the actual ceiling.
But these are like pipes or hoses or something. They're not divinite themselves.
No. The ones that are anchoring it are more like metal pipes and stuff, and the one that connects it to the ceiling is like reinforced, like steel, compared to what you're looking at on the ground.
Golly, but let me keep it
Bless you.
suspended somewhere.
Yeah, the one that's coming out of it, connecting to the ceiling, is with your check that I had you make earlier. with it being in line with the pulse, this is probably the source.
The source of the pulse that
Yes.
happened earlier.
The pulse that runs through the ice
Yeah.
in the cave.
Yeah.
And this would be where
That started the whole shenanigans.
basically.
Yeah.
Percy was onto something.
Can we try and disrupt the connection now?
I think we should blow the whole thing up.
How do you propose we do that?
I mean, it's divinite, right? I mean, I could just like hit it with spells. I mean, if this is connected
So,
to this, which is connected to the whole thing,
this is
clearly whatever goes into it
Yes.
comes out of it, right?
As he's saying this, I'm going to get as close as I can to it. And I'm going to thunder step away from it.
Is Percy still behind it?
I hope not. Percy, you still
Hold
behind
on.
it? Before he does it.
I'll be like, no, wait.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out.
Percy's still behind on my
Give me a second.
That'll be a bit more difficult for me.
5E.
I can do that a couple times.
What items would be included in Tinker's tools?
I think dynamite's gonna be one of them.
No.
I don't want dynamite.
Like a screwdriver or something like that?
Well, I'm sure that would be in there, but I'm looking for a hacksaw
Yeah.
or some kind of saw.
I pick up what you're putting down.
I checked to see if Percy's still back there.
He is indeed still there.
Never mind. I will wait.
Tinker's tools include a variety of hand tools, threads, needles, whetstone, scraps of cloth and leather, and a small pot of glue. A variety of hand tools. And knowing how I was using it previously to build things for the wagon, like I built the bench and the
I would
stuff,
assume.
would there at least be a small saw in there? I mean, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's probably not going to work because you said it's like a reinforced metal pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And my saw is probably not going to be enough to cut through that, but I definitely know my rapier is not going to cut through it.
Yeah.
So-
you would know even before looking for it that it's thick and it's steel.
I'm gonna ask Astoria if he happens to have erupting earth available to him.
No, I do not. He does actually. He says, "No, I do."
If we both cast that at the same time, while you're doing a thunderstep,
That might be enough. Take a try.
get everybody else out of the room.
That's all well and good. I'm gonna stand like 100 feet that way.
That's a good idea. I can thunder step to an
Percy,
unoccupied
are you
space.
okay with us doing
Within like
this?
60 feet.
It's not really his first choice, but he doesn't have a better answer. He would really rather not destroy it.
Oh, 90 feet.
Well, I mean, erupting earth is going to leave shards available,
True.
if that's what you're wanting.
No, it's just more so that he's trying to figure out how this whole system works. And he's afraid that if we do the erupting earth, which he and I understand we need to do this, but at the same time he would like to figure out how it's operating before we do it. But it doesn't seem like the dice are going to cooperate because I've made multiple checks and
Yeah.
haven't been able to figure it out. So I imagine he's like hesitant for a while, but after a time he steps back and is basically like, do what you need to do.
Four stooges are
4? Wow. That's like 3 of us.
So I agree with Astoria that this thing probably needs to be destroyed. The question now is, do we want to do it now or do we want to explore the rest of this cavern system first?
Well,
I vote now because if
Whatever.
those are out there dying because of
if
it.
we explore this
that
cavern,
and also
we have limited spell slots.
who knows how much left there is to explore. Half the cave is
And
full of snow.
did Nox indicate that it seems to be bothering your connection to your god?
When she hit me with her hammer the first time, severed my connection.
the hammer that is still in Kai's hand on the floor.
But isn't the hammer made of the same stuff?
Yeah, like being around it like makes you nauseous to like the point of almost like keeling over.
Yeah, so he's just gonna like just back the fuck up and he's just like, I do whatever you want with I really want to.
It is the like the more you kind of stand there, even like as you're like 30 feet, you're at the entrance to the door. It's the heat that you're all experiencing as it hits you. It's like radiation. As it pulses into you, it burns, but not because it's hot. It burns like
Gotcha.
Like it's. Yeah.
like it's poison.
That's.
So I'm gonna be just way the fuck back.
And by the way, when Percy's talking, it's like you would all notice, especially probably 3-0, that his voice is very monotone, lacking emotion, very almost in world. You guys wouldn't know what a robot is, but his voice is very robotic, very cold, not like what he used to be
In
like.
that case, I think we need to destroy it now.
But he will kind of
We can still explore.
cock his head and shrug his shoulders, like, you know,
We can still explore.
wish there was a better option, but there's not.
Try to find out what it was doing.
No, we need to take it out so that it can't cause any more trouble. Maybe we can find some blueprints or something.
And I don't even know if this is going to work with the erupting earth.
Right. No, I know, but it's the best option we've got. He holds up his little saw and he's like, it's going to work better than this.
You hear knocks from a distance. I would prefer to find notes or blueprints
She has
or
the hammer.
things, but please
can't use it.
destroy it. It makes me
Not
feel
well.
very
Well, you
sick.
can, you just aren't proficient
I'm not
with it.
proficient, and I would probably be swinging with disadvantage.
But just to hit the pipe.
You swing normally. You just don't get your proficiency bonus.
Even with my low strength. Because it would be a minus to hit.
Yeah. -2 to
You
hit.
don't get your proficiency bonus, but you can still use it. So whatever, if you have a -2 to strength, then when you swing, it's a -2 to your roll.
If it's made of the same material, I doubt it's going to do much damage.
Well, but the pipe isn't made of that material. The pipe is made of like metal.
That's only if she can get this.
So that's why he was thinking maybe this hammer made of the divinite.
The pipes in the ceiling, though.
Well, that's what he's just thinking. If he's just trying to think of how we can break the connection. Because if we cut that pipe, break that pipe, then that should break the connection and it can't keep doing the pulse. That's kind of what I've intuited from what Collin has told me. So we just need to find a way to break that pipe, not destroy the whole divinite.
A point of concern is that, say this crystal, as we can see, is pulsing through the whole cave. We cut off that pipe. Where does all of its energy go? At the same time, it's true, if we hit the stone, if this thing has enough energy to power this whole cave, and we blow it up, what happens?
Either one is...
Who knows?
We could take the whole mountain out.
It's
It could.
it's risky, but I think we still need to try
Destroy
and
it.
do one or the other.
Something.
Erupting earth is really all I got. I have no way of...
Yeah, and like I said, my best thought was
The only
some
thing I
kind
can
of
do is
some
wax
kind of saw, but I'm sure I wouldn't have a pipe saw or a metal saw. I would have a wood saw, which after about 4 or 5 things, it's not gonna have any teeth left.
Yeah. The best I could do if we're just trying to take that out is Eldritch Blast it.
Yeah, because you get, what, 3 darts now?
You know what? I'm not entirely sure.
I think it's a little.
I know I have 2 right
I
now.
don't think you get 3 until level 10.
I think you're right, but I'm...
Of what? Eldritch Blast? I'm not positive on that.
Yeah, level 11.
Level 11.
I'm still at 2.
Yeah, so Percy's like, well, if that's what you think the best shot is, I don't got any better ideas.
Everyone is on board with this.
Does Percy leave the room then? As they're getting ready to like?
I will eventually,
I
when whoever,
think,
I think
yes.
everybody should leave the room
I think
once we
do
decide
this
who's doing what.
from the door. Yes.
The rest of us should get as far away as we can.
I'll go right up in there
Kai's
with
gonna
that.
hand you 2 healing potions.
You do the
Oh,
thunder
understood.
step to get out and
Just walk away.
recast
She doesn't say anything.
erupting earth.
She's only literally said one thing.
All right.
Percy wouldn't
you're
have either,
fail.
except for this whole thing has him for play.
I don't have any divine connection. That I know of.
So I'm
Mark's
gonna drink one
just
of them
gonna
right now.
just see what's happening, and he's gonna go. Okay, and then he's just gonna
I need
brace.
Constitution save from this rock.
Rocks are quite good at Constitution.
He's gonna brace
How
himself
could
with
it be a
his shield.
dexterity?
Not very. Yeah,
Hiding
no,
behind his-
the inanimate object will fail its safe.
Theo is keeping an eye on where that river is from where he's at. So
It's gonna be loud, don't worry.
The river.
the water that
Yeah, but
came
we're not
in
anywhere
from.
near that right now, are we?
No, we're not. We went through several
It's-
caverns.
No, it's
I mean, there
I
was that
thought-
bridge
I
that we
thought
came
this-
to before we got here that had,
Yeah.
I think,
Close.
bridge
I'm
underneath
just
it.
saying, guys, let's get to a place of an exit before we blow it up in case we need to make a very quick getaway.
Well, we
I
have
think
to have
we're in
line
the-
of sight.
I think we're in the middle of what is Collin's version of a nuclear reactor in his world. We have the
We'll find
water.
out.
We have the water that's the cooling system. We have the divinite blood
I'm
system.
on board with whatever's about to
The
happen.
people
here.
in this town watches this mountain next door. Just
People in Foxtrot are like, what the hell?
That's a cloud shaped like a mushroom, Ma.
He's gonna get whoever is not blowing this shit up to
Safety.
stand behind him. He'll stand forward with his shield and just go, fuck.
Kai's gonna step like
So,
15 feet away from you because she's still dragging that hammer.
as all of these spells are
No,
prepared,
we're not, but here we are.
on the you guys all kind of look to each other like, we're gonna do this. And then
The
on
one
three.
thing, the one thing Percy would do, those of us that aren't in there, I would not want to be like. So like that room's here, then the big room where we had the fight in was here, and then there was more hallways down here. I would make sure we're actually back the way we came, because we know that leads out.
Yeah, that would be a good
Yeah,
idea.
that's what I was talking about.
Okay, I just want to make sure you weren't
So
talking
how,
about going the
how
other way.
far away are you from the group then?
We're probably back at the steps.
Okay.
You remember we came up like a big. There it seemed like there's like switchback on the
Yep,
steps.
yep. So there's the way you came up. There's the steps, then turn, then more steps.
Yep. So we would be like probably
Right
at the top of those steps.
The first ones. Okay.
Just
So,
in case we need to turn and book it.
So erupting earth has 120-foot range,
uh-huh.
but we're gonna have to be in line of sight.
Right.
I can
Basically.
Thunder step is.
I can thunderstep 90 feet away.
Okay.
So it's you two and Estoyo,
Yeah.
and then the rest of us would be down there.
So I can basically thunderstep
would-
right to where you got.
And this would be the
right to
first
where
time you
guys are.
actually saw Percy show some emotion. He would take Anastasia's hand. So if we have to book it, he can guide her.
Okay. Yeah. She will. Like, she's been listening. She hasn't said anything, but she's been kind of listening and nodding her head along, and does kind of agree to go along.
Yeah, so he'll like grab her wrist, not like holding hands
Yeah.
or anything, but like he'll kind of grab her wrist and he just leans over and whispers in her ear and he says, "If shit goes south, stick with me. I'll make sure you get out of here."
And okay, so erupting earth affects a 20-foot cube, which is bigger than the room.
Yes, it is.
We're blowing up the entire room.
For reference, mine's only 10
20
feet.
foot cube. Set it on that point.
Yeah. So I mean, essentially center it on the crystal.
All right.
Oh boy!
1, 2, and, and he'll cast Erupting Earth at 3rd level.
Yep.
So I assume all of these basically go off simultaneously.
I kind of want mine to
In-
go
I was
off
gonna say,
just slightly before theirs.
In,
just so
Yeah,
I
in
can
change.
technical
Fuck out.
initiative order, yours would probably trigger first just to get you out of there before the 20-foot cubes go into effect.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that.
So as this kind of like sonic boom of happens, The room immediately, the ice crystals in the wall begin to out from the sides, from the ground, and then from Astoyo and Theo's castings, it comes from all angles, from the ceiling, every diagonal, every side, even from the bottom upwards, as crystals propel and force them way into the divinite, severing a lot of the connections, both in the front side and the back side of the divinite. Things you did not know that were there. There, as the crystal or the earth erupts from the floor, bits and pieces of wiring and other pipes that ran underneath the ground are kind of like thrown elsewhere, as this was kind of connected to different things.
Shiny red button, don't press it.
And
We're gonna press it.
On a 40, 12 for damage, I rolled 2 2s out at 10 and a 12.
Nice.
So 26.
Yep.
7, a 10,
And it was a D12.
and a 5.
Max was 48.
6, 8, and 1.
Yeah, I casted it 4th level.
26 would be average, so he was just right at average. Exactly average.
So immediately the pulsing that's going through the ice in the ceiling stops.
No, that's
However, the pulsing in the rock begins to speed up
oh no.
as bits of flashes begin to kind of spark wildly out of it.
Hey guys, I think now's the time to run.
I think we need to go.
Yes.
Kai takes off down the steps and across the bridge, just
He's gonna wait until once he sees the last person in the bomb squad group, and then he's gonna make sure everyone is accounted for before he turns on his heel, and he just starts booking it.
Yeah. So
I want to make sure I was last of the three.
you guys start down these stairs, make the turn, and then continue going back down into the large like chasm chamber that had the bridge that leads you across to the other side.
Oh, I know what's going to happen.
And you look over kind of to the side, and there's that other pathway that's way down at the other end. Is probably one of the connectors from that hallway where they had come from. That immediate staircase that went downward would also have led into this room just on the far side. Still would have had to have crossed the bridge, but just on the other side. Yeah, you all make it to the room and begin running across the bridge.
Oh yeah.
Let's just go.
yeah, Kai's probably first. Just in case, I will step of the wind, double my move and jump, just in case I need to like jump off the bridge halfway across.
Okay.
Percy's still holding
I think me and you were
onto Anastasia's wrist and guiding her
Dad
across.
and Dad too were making
So
sure
I mean,
everybody gets out.
he's going quick, but not running like Kai was because he wants to make sure that Anastasia's
How
safe.
big is that gap where the bridge is at?
You mean?
How long is the bridge?
Oh, how long was the bridge? I want to say it was like 40 feet or so.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, once Theo gets about 10 feet onto the bridge, he'll misty step to the other side.
Fair?
Once the children are across, it's gonna be Estoyo and then the dads.
Yeah. As you
So
all
all of the dads.
successfully make it to the other side, the walls of the cave begin to rumble and start shaking violently as you hear the sounds of the ice around you start cracking.
Yeah, it's
Yep, time to go.
Bits of pieces begin to start falling.
Kai's just gonna use her keen mind and
So-
follow the path that they trekked.
You still have about, from where you are, you have to go through the kind of winding snake hallway that will lead you back to one of the first areas with the where like the lake is, with the tunnels that would begin going downward. And then from there, there's a few sections that you have to go down, come out to the room, go down, come out into the room, and then leave. So, altogether, there's about 200 feet of distance that needs traversed here. So, the cave is falling apart as you run. So we are going to enter a skill challenge here to see if there are any obstacles along the way.
I love these.
Okay, was it important to bring the whole mountain down?
I don't think it was.
It wasn't.
I kind of was worried. I was worried we were going to get to the bridge and the bridge was gone.
I had a plan in case. It might have hurt a lot, but I had a plan just in case to get us across if he'd let it happen.
Dwarf toss?
I can fly.
Oh, I guess me and Stoyo. I could at least get me and Stoyo because I forgot you could fly.
I can fly.
I had a
So
plan.
Say Peter Pan.
for
I
this
would've been
purpose,
okay.
I'm going to have everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
I could only
for me,
fly for like.
so we can determine.
Oh, so that I can waste my big roll, right?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
would be a dumb.
Get all your guys' good rolls out
Nope.
of the way.
So what are we doing?
Roll initiative.
I'm not going first. You're going ahead. I took your clerical for
Really,
you.
Troy?
I get clerical.
It's time to change dice, Steven.
On Sundays and on
Not a
Tuesdays.
horrible roll, mind you.
Yeah.
For
Was it a natural one?
no, oh no.
So
3 times that.
Percy, I'm going to have Anastasia act with you
That's fine.
on your initiative because you are.
Effectively.
I guess I could just threw Stoyo across. But I was thinking, like, you know, if the bridge were to give up before we got across it,
Yeah, I
I
can't.
could just grab them with you and thunderstep with them.
All right,
It's gonna hurt a lot, but
20 to 25.
not even
It's not the
close.
dice, it's me, I think is what you're saying.
20.
Wow.
15 to 20.
No.
Just shy.
10 to 15.
Yeah. 10.
14. 14.
Wow. Wow.
Okay,
I will point out I have a +5
so
initiative.
I'm gonna put.
Did you get an 8?
Kai first because she's already been booking it.
I'm kind of assuming that like I'm playing it like because I'm helping Anastasia. I'm not
No, that works
quite as
actually perfect.
initiative as I normally would be.
Where does this Stoyo go?
So in this order of events, it'll be Theo, Kai, Nox, Astoyo, Drex, and then Percy and Anastasia.
Quick question. What are the ground rules for your skill challenges?
So this
Because I
one-
have ones that I use when I GM.
This one, basically, I have a chart that I will be using that I will roll a dice on my side, and the dice will tell me what obstacle you face. And then I will tell you what obstacle you face, and you tell me how you're going to get around it. And then
Okay.
I'll have you roll a skill
But-
check based on that.
But like for example with Percy, I have a +11 acrobatics. So depending on what the obstacles are, I can use acrobatics 3 times in a row if I want. If it's pertinent.
Yeah.
Because that's usually one of the things I do as a GM. I'm like, you cannot use the same skill twice in a row. You have to use something different.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the
I know that one with the snakes, that's what you had us do.
consensus. Yeah. So similar stuff here. So Theo, as you make it across the bridge and begin to kind of dart into the iceway or the hallway, as it begins winding, do you have dark vision?
No, I've never really. I don't believe so, no.
Okay. So as you are
I
running
do.
through.
I do.
Okay, good. This will make it easier for you then. As you are running through here and the walls are shaking so violently, the light that's in here is almost being snuffed out. And it begins to kind of flicker into phases of pure darkness. But even when it flickers in this darkness, you can use your dark vision to guide you. So this one will require either a perception or survival check. Either one, but whichever one you choose, you can roll with advantage because you have dark vision.
Alright, survival.
Okay.
$22.
You are good. So I assuming during this, everyone will be dashing and moving twice their movement speed. So Theo, you
Or triple.
you move 60 feet, I believe, right? Twice your movement.
My walking speed is 30 feet, so double.
Yep. Okay. So you move 60 feet and you successfully pass your first skill check. Kai.
Can I cast Moonbeam to provide light for everybody else?
It's an action to cast Moonbeam, though, isn't
That
it?
is true. I'd only move 30 feet, but
Yes, you can. But the hallways that you're going to be going through are only 10 foot wide. So there wouldn't be a place that you could put it where they wouldn't have to run through it.
Oh, so you have to take damage.
alright, never mind.
Okay.
I have a light cantrip, but it might just spark out in my hand.
So Kai, as you are kind of a few steps ahead here, you kind of see Theo kind of slow down for a moment as things kind of go dark where he's running. You kind of push through it. And very similar, because of the walls and everything shaking, things begin falling off of the ceiling. Large chunks of rock and ice and various crystals and minerals are kind of dropping in various size clumps around you. So, how would you like to proceed through here?
Could I make an acrobatics roll to kind of bob and weave and roll and tuck and
Sure.
kind of get through it?
Sure.
– 17 plus 6, 23.
23. You are good. You successfully dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge your way.
And double my movement speed is 90. My movement speed is 45.
So you kind of easily just kind of start blowing through people. You almost use the falling rocks as like a momentum booster, kind of bouncing off them as they fall.
I'm pulling a Legolas and 5 armies.
Max. You find yourself in the same scenario where as you are moving through, you are also kind of caught by a barrage of things falling from the ceiling. How would you like to progress?
Probably athletics to just keep booking it and just keep moving it. You know, just keep use my shield to knock them off.
Basically try and run faster than they can fall?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
I could try acrobatics, but they're the same. So.
Sure, go for it.
Do. 17.
17? Yeah. You are winded at the end of your little sprint here. As things are falling, you kind of see Kai almost effortlessly kind of just like serpentining her body through these like little spaces.
He's used to taking beatings.
you don't-
He'll use his shield if necessary.
You look at this giant suit of armor you just put on, and you don't think that is going to work for you. However, you might just be able to sprint through everything and just hope that you run faster than these things can fall, and that nothing hits you on the way. And you do kind of get grazed by, like, as things hit the ground, like little pebbles just kind of bouncing off.
Yeah. He's
But
trying
you
to, like,
avoid disaster.
he Terminator level books it.
It
Like,
is
clunk, 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 clunk.
Astoyo's turn. And he... as he begins running, he kind of is hesitant. He's actually going to... I'm going to hold his event until Percy and Anastasia get ahead of him, because he doesn't want to
Leave
go
her
before
behind.
them. So he does have an event that will trigger, but he's effectively just going to go after you guys go. So Drex.
So I'll move them in the order then.
Yep.
Yes.
You find yourself in the same scenario that Theo was in. Do you have dark vision?
No. My
So-
favorite terrain having help for me here?
Is it mountain?
Yes.
It will negate the disadvantage.
I'll take it.
As you are running, Kai and Nox kind of seem to have kind of followed down one path of this cave. You kind of follow closely behind Theo, and very quickly the light begins being snuffed out in certain areas, and you find yourself in long moments of pure darkness. However, you are comfortable with terrain. You've been cave diving before. You kind of know how this works, and so using that knowledge, you kind of keep yourself calm. So you can choose perception or survival, and it'll be a flat roll. Even though you do not have dark vision, your favorite terrain will assist you a little bit here.
Doesn't matter. It's the same. I'll take perception.
Okay.
9.
Ooh.
You find yourself getting lost.
Of course.
Taking steps forward, but then kind of bumping into something. You're not sure, is it a wall? Is it a chunk of something that has fallen? And in this kind of chaos, you start to lose your sense of direction, and now you're not sure which way you came from, which way you're going. So you do still make progress, however, you only progress 30 feet. You do not move the full dash. Percy.
Yep.
You are in the same boat as Nox and Kai, going down the path that has obstacles, currently falling in every which way. Anastasia is just kind of literally blindly holding onto your hand as she knows that you're running, but she's not sure where.
Mm-hmm.
So she hears things kind of...
See, this is where I'm like, there's obstacles in my path, so I want to use acrobatics, but I'm not sure how well that would affect her.
She will move with you, whatever you do.
Okay. So if I'm able to acrobatics around these, avoid the falling chunks and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's going to be my first one.
Yeah. She'll roll too, but she will roll with advantage because you're helping her.
Okay. Oh, there. That's a 16 for a 27.
Nice. She rolled a natural 19 on hers, so you guys kind of successfully follow behind. And how far do you move?
How far you would allow it? I mean, I would move as far as I could, but I don't imagine I would get like a full double move because I'm leading her and avoiding these obstacles. So I figure like maybe 1.5 times my move, so maybe 45 feet instead of 60.
Well, I'm
Or
more
maybe just a single
inclined.
move.
I'm more inclined to lean towards 60 feet.
You
Because
do have
you
that bonus
could-
action
Because you could
dash.
bonus action dash and then main action dash.
Was she also wild shit?
She is not. She's in.
I think she was out of wild shape.
She got
wasn't
knocked out of
She
it.
got hit out of her wolf form. Yes. And her wolf form has special properties.
So, I mean, that's kind of your ruling as far as how far I'm able to move. I would move as far as I could, but not to where I would leave her behind.
Right. So with that.
So
I
as
would
long as
say
she
about
could keep up.
60 feet then.
Okay.
Okay, so Estoyo will go now, seeing you two kind of like get ahead as he waits behind and just kind of ushers you along. He will kind of dart right behind you. As he is following, though, a crack through the ground immediately splits into a 10-foot vault. That kind of separates as he kind of stumbles, and you hear it happen as you kind of turn your head. But rubble and debris are still falling, and so you don't have time to stop and look. You just keep running.
Couldn't that have been Kai?
He,
Or not.
I believe,
Kai,
I would
Kai
be
has
okay
a
with
really
that.
good jump when she uses
is
step
jumping
because she doubles.
athletics.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think it is. Yeah.
I would be okay with that.
And you can add an extra 10 feet to your jump if you get a running start.
Well, given the fact that the world's kind of coming down around our ears, don't know if he's gonna want to take
We'll
it.
use to attempt to jump this crossing.
Did he succeed? Or did he fall in?
So because he's last, none of you know.
Nice.
You cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet.
So, back to the top. Theo, back with you here as you continue going. You finally kind of come back out of this 60-foot gap that you had just run through, where the light kind of starts coming back in a little bit, and it's easier to see than what it was from where you had just come from. But as you do, you are met with a dead end, as part of this cave has collapsed on your side. You don't have to, you know you wouldn't have to backtrack very far to attempt to go around.
Okay. I will yell out that it's blocked and start heading back in the direction where I know we can go around.
Okay.
I would also probably, since I'm basically running ahead of everybody now, probably try to do a quick double check and making sure that everybody's together.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
13.
13. Okay. So you kind of backtrack just a little bit on your way. You pass by. Actually, no, you don't. Drex, give me a perception check real quick. You about 15 feet or so and kind of move over to the other side.
14.
14? Okay. You hear Theo from ahead of you shout that the way you're currently going is a dead end, and so you'll need to shift paths. But you have to backtrack about 15 feet to get to the point where you can now join the other side. So you go back 15, forward 15, and then another 30. So you made about 45 feet of progress here. So you're a little over halfway.
I would probably try to make sure everybody got the right turn.
Okay. So basically, move your 30, and then hold your action to dash until after you see everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kai. You know, I should honestly have you guys roll these dice. Roll d6. Three. As you are running kind of miles ahead of everyone, almost seems, there is a cracking noise that at first you are unsure of where it's coming from because everything is kind of falling apart. But as a kind of very quick, brisk, cool air kind of like swipes by you, a fault line has opened in the ground 10 foot.
In front of me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna step of the wind and just...
Okay.
Because it doubles my jump as well.
Okay. Make an athletics check with advantage for me.
That's for 1 and a 9 for athletics.
Mm-hmm.
For a 7.
Wait, what?
I'm not proficient in athletics.
You're not? I thought monks were automatically proficient in
Uh-uh.
athletics.
Acrobatics or athletics. Because my dex is better.
Feels
Yeah,
good.
sure.
So as you go, you start kicking up, getting ready with your step of the wind, and
Is
as
that
you go
warhammer
to
adding additional weight?
as you go to jump, you have this lug of a hammer on your waist, and you immediately feel the resistance from it as you jump, and you still make good distance, but this hammer you did not jump nearly as far as you wanted to. And so you find yourself as you kind of chest first into the other side, kind of slowly pull yourself up, and your movement is halted at 30 feet.
That's
At 30? My base movement is 45. Oh, Jesus.
You basically had to spend some of it to pull
So
yourself up.
why do I just picture it's like a Wile E. Coyote or something is like going through the air and all of a sudden the anvil comes down?
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it felt like.
no.
The hammer slowly caught up to me, and then it's oh.
Does she drop the hammer when she hits the other side?
No.
I made sure that thing was very, very secure because I do not want to leave it behind.
Oh, you didn't have it in your hand. You're not
Roll
carrying it. You have it
It,
protected.
I have because I am compulsed to bring it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Got my back.
I just was thinking if it was in your hand, maybe this
So,
is a chance for you to
as you are
involuntarily
progressing
But no, I
after
am
sprinting
compulsed.
through falling debris, you hit a point where the light begins to disappear. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay. You can either make a perception or a survival check with advantage.
Well, they're the same. So I'm going to do, I guess, perception.
Okay. Go for it.
So with advantage.
Come on.
22.
You're good. Though the light fades, your eyelids kind of immediately kind of flicker into dark vision. Probably increased by the slight level of panic that is happening around you. And you successfully are able to navigate yourself another 60 feet through the cave, passing by Theo on your way, who seems to be kind of doing head counts as everybody is.
You could pass by. You got this, Theo.
You don't see Kai, but you know that she was ahead of you.
Okay.
Drex. Awesome. Roll d6 for me. 4?
Joey, we just need to get you wood glue for that thing to
I know,
hold it
I just-
together.
So, as you kind of exit this kind of patch of
We need to do
darkness
something
that you
I don't know how I
eventually navigated yourself through, you find yourself now in a kind of collision course of things falling.
Awesome.
So, how do you progress through this?
Just kind of bull rush through it.
Okay. Going for athletics. Go for it.
21.
21. You successfully bull rush through it. You progress another 60 feet. Theo, you see Drex. You see Theo. Percy.
Thanks
I
for
rolled
this
a 3. I rolled it earlier while I was waiting for the dice. 3.
You rolled a 3.
Yeah, I left it. It's right there.
Okay.
It's the same thing I rolled.
A
I know.
3, as you are running, you hear a split as the ground opens up into a 10-foot fault line.
So it's athletics, right?
You can. How do you want to try and progress it? Jumping is the most common conclusion, but you can get creative with it.
Yeah. I could just stop and take out my harmonica and be like the band playing as the Titanic goes down.
Theo would be like,
Mostly harmonica, why?
So, what I think he would do is tell Anastasia to jump, and he would like try to
Launch her across.
try to kind of toss her, or kind of push her so that she gets more distance so that she can make it across.
Dwarf toss.
And he will figure it out after she gets across. So, I mean, if that means I lose my turn so that she can move, then I would do so. Damn! Where's a whip when you need it, Indy?
Over here.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
She got another natural 19
Nice.
on her,
Cool.
her roll, so she, with your help, will successfully make it to the other side. But as soon as she lands, she's kind of like frozen still, kind of waiting for you to now cross.
So my only other thought, and if you want this to take more than one turn, I understand, because my only other thought would be... Well, I have two thoughts, so I'm just going to think out loud here a little bit.
Okay.
Would there be any way that I could use my rope to lasso something, like a rock or a boulder or something?
Don't you have the
Or-
climbing gear?
Well,
You have where are you gonna?
that was my other thought
Generator
was,
shit?
could I take out my pythons and just kind of like chunk, 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 chunk my way across?
Or do the whole Tomb Raider leap and then go clunk on the hoist.
You would probably be more inclined to that, where like you would jump and then use your things to climb up.
In case you miss.
Okay.
But you could either one of those options.
I will do the second one.
It's a curse.
So athletics?
Yep.
You got this.
No, I probably don't.
Somewhere,
I have a +0. I'm better than Kai, but not by much.
there was a city council meeting where some guys came up and said, you know what would be a good idea? A King Kong with slides coming out of his dick.
Natural 1.
For a total of 1.
You rolled a natural 1.
Yep.
Percy, as you jump, kind of ready your titans to kind of dig into the wall. Maybe it's, the pressure of the moment, the fact that you have already just a few minutes ago come back from death. Your brain's not quite where it needs to be, and as you go to dig in, you're holding them backwards. And so you just boom right into the wall and begin kind of falling down. Desperately kind of trying to flip them around in your hands so that you can have something to anchor you with.
Do I see any of this?
So is there a...
And actually that could probably even work. Yeah, it is. Wow. I rolled 2.
I just don't think Percy's meant to survive this whole thing, this whole ordeal. The dice are trying to tell me he's dying.
Anastasia tries. She hears you jump and hears the immediate kind of panic of you did not land next to her. So she kind of like drops to the ground and kind of feels with one hand where the edge is, and she just kind of blindly sticks her hand over the side to see if maybe she could attempt to help you. But she's a little late on the draw, and you're kind of already starting
There's
to...
a lot of noise.
Percy, you see them move past you.
Theo.
Yeah, Theo.
How far away would you be?
You see Percy and Anastasia move past you. And I would say
I imagine
as
Percy
you-
like gets halfway through his jump and he realizes what's going on. He's like, "Ah, shit on a
I
jingle."
guess yes. You see this
That's
and
actually
you
a tasty
see him
dinner.
start falling
So-
down. You have an opportunity to either act and use your movement now to run to attempt Percy's aid. However, you still have not seen Astoyo, as he acts immediately after them. So you would have to forego waiting to see if he pops up to go and help Percy,
Bet.
or you can wait for Astoyo and forego attempting to help Percy here.
That also raised my question.
Well,
how far
I'm-
were they from me?
Unfortunately for Astoyo, I'm going to do my best to
You guys are
save
basically right in
Percy.
the same area. You're a little ahead of them because you moved first.
I would say if I could, if possible.
I have a much stronger attachment to Percy than I do with Soyo, so
Can't argue with you there.
so
Poor Estoyo.
I just have an idea, but I don't.
this is going to be a little off the wall, but I want to cast Entangle and have the roots come out of
Oh.
the wall and grab a hold of Percy.
Okay.
That was different than what I thought. What I thought of. I thought of something else that you might do.
Erupting Earth.
No, I was thinking. Don't you have Thorn Whip?
I do, but I'm trying not to do a bunch of damage to you. I don't know how well you've mended after.
You don't know that I drank 2 potions.
Okay.
I think I saw you drink 1. That's all I know.
Yeah, and then Kai gave
So-
me another one.
Plus, Entangle. I mean,
Too.
Entangle
Well, you're
doesn't
right, but I
require
drank
me to
one of them
move
right away.
or make an attack roll.
So, yeah, Percy, as you are falling, you've slid down the wall about 15 feet as a kind of, you hear the wall around you once again crack, but it's less of like chipping crack and more of just like a burst, like something is coming out of it. As kind of this like
It's a ground boy.
wall of vines just kind of spring out and reach out and kind of swallow you up and plaster you against the side of the wall. You're no longer falling.
You want me to make a deck save to
Climb
actually have them? Normally it would be a deck save to avoid being entangled. Do you want me to make a deck save to actually be entangled?
Entangle's a strength
I-
save.
I
Oh,
assume.
is it strength?
Yeah, I am assuming here that the spell is willing. So there's.
Although,
No,
here's the
it's-
thing. I'm just thinking out loud here. Would I have seen Theo ever cast that spell before?
I think I've cast it before.
I think you
If
cast it one
you
time at the
have,
beach.
Even if you haven't, something is springing out of the wall to prevent you from falling.
Yeah, and he's probably scrambling, like trying to grab. So, okay, makes sense.
No,
I'm just thinking, my first thought was, would he know that this
Your
is a spell
initial
that, or
yeah.
would he think, oh shit, the wall's coming alive and getting eaten?
Yeah, your initial reaction is it's something to grab onto to stop you from falling.
Yeah.
So to me, that's like accepting it.
Okay.
And now that it's got a hold of you and you're kind of like
Right.
squeezed against it, now you're kind of starting to think like, okay, is
Wait
this
a
Theo?
minute.
What is this?
Well, I yell out, "Climb up!"
Okay.
Okay.
Shit, that's gonna be another freaking athletics.
So,
Oh, this is gonna help resist you falling back down.
Yeah, hopefully.
you effectively use your entire turn here climbing back up, but you have essentially made little to no progress. As you do kind of get back up and see Theo on the other side. And Anastasia is kind of like hears you climb back up and is like moving her hand around like trying to find
So
you.
is Theo's on the same side as Anastasia right now?
No, he's on the other side.
Oh, you're behind us.
Yeah. So basically, what happened is
Yeah. Because you got lost.
I got lost.
I was basically telling people this way when that other room collapsed,
Gotcha.
and so I was waiting for everybody to pass me, and you guys passed me, and then the thing opened up.
Okay. So as I'm climbing up, Percy will yell, just make sure Anastasia gets out of here. Don't worry about me now. I can get out on my own.
Well, so you climb up on the side where she's at. So you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's on the other side.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Got- I
he's
understand now.
He's behind you.
I understand now. Okay. I thought I was still... Okay. Yep. My bad.
Okay.
Brain fart. Not thinking well.
You're on the good side. I'm the one that's got to get over the damn thing.
Oh, I can throw you a rope now.
There's 2 of them, by the way.
Just go
Because
ahead
I'm stuck.
and
I'm lifting myself out of the other one.
Somebody roll a d6 first. 2.
Ooh, have we had 2 yet?
Yeah.
2 is the.
The flickering lights.
Yeah.
Who is the dolphin?
Yep. He does not have dark vision.
Oh, boy.
Go W! I believe in you!
Well, I think his survival is pretty high.
It should be. Druids are normally.
It's +8 to survival. And perception. Either one, really. Okay.
I got an idea now.
Okay.
I know what you look for.
Theo, back to you.
Estoyo's past me.
All of my skills, my
You don't see
doesn't
him.
have any bonuses athletics.
He has
So
not
of course I
reached
had to roll
the spot
athletics.
where you're at, but
Oh, okay.
but you did.
Yeah, that's probably the same for you, isn't it?
Basically, you used your 30 feet of movement that you were
So when
holding
you have negative,
to catch up to Percy, as
Yeah,
opposed
then I
to
have
wait back where you
zeros.
were to see him.
For the truth, I have no bonus
Um,
for charisma.
So it is your go here. I'm not going to have you roll, as the immediate issue in front of you is this 10-foot fall line.
dun da 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 dun da da, thrown away.
Got an idea.
Whee!
Got an idea.
Is the fault line they ran into the same one that I ran into, or is mine way further?
Where's, like,
Yours
90
is
feet
different.
ahead.
You're kind of on your own path here.
Fair.
I got ideas.
I'm Speedy Gonzalez over here.
When is it?
You could almost say
Pathfinder
you're a
path?
pathfinder.
Collin, I got ideas. Would you rule that I've seen a giant eagle?
You've seen a giant bird of some kind, because Astoyo polymorphed somebody into a bird.
Giant owl.
Giant owl, yeah.
Cool. I got one spell slot left.
You weren't with us when we were sneaking in, were you? That was
No,
me
but I
and
seen him when he
Theo.
came back.
That was me and Theo and Astoyo.
But I would have seen him when you guys came back.
When you wild shape someone into a giant owl.
Polymorph.
You guys
Polymorph.
Or yeah, to get you guys out of the.
I have one spell slot left. I can polymorph into a giant eagle. And pick some people up.
The entangling roots, how far do they extend from the wall?
They could potentially go enough to make a bridge, if that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
160 feet.
I will, try to encourage the roots to
Bridge.
bridge the gap.
Come on, Roots!
Do something!
Run across.
Sure. I'll have you do this. To me would be, I would give you either acrobatics to walk across this freshly rooted bridge delicately as to not break through it, or give you nature to know what plants are better held for this kind of situation.
I will do nature because it has a +4, while acrobatics is +3.
Okay. Roll a nature check for me.
You got this.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Ooh, you.
That's an 11.
An 11 is good enough.
Good enough.
As you are walking,
Oh boy.
yeah, you do
Hot foot.
make it across. However, you know that the way you were stepping, it's like the vines were like this, holding together. So you just barely made it to the other side, and it is probably not safe enough for somebody else to use. You could keep it there as a false sense of security.
Of course, Theo.
So I was like, I'm coming,
That'd be one way to deal with our Estoyo problem.
What about Anastasia, though?
Let's not inadvertently create an orphan.
I've been trying to think about how Percy would deal with that.
Yeah, what are we going to do with Anastasia if
He's
Astoyo
committed to helping Anastasia get out. He didn't say anything about Astoyo.
No, I got you there.
I'm
not-
to be honest, as
but-
long as everyone else makes it out of the story.
After I get across, I'm probably going to pause just a little bit to see if I can see Estoyo.
Okay.
And maybe yell out for him as well.
You
Sure.
okay?
So at this point, Theo,
Yeah,
as
Green
you've
Man,
gotten
where
across
you
and
at?
have made your sprint,
You alright?
you are in the kind of first
in there?
room that has the lake in it that begins the hallway descent downward. You are basically at the end here. Kai. Roll D6 for me, please.
I don't like that D6.
2.
Oh, you-
You face darkness. You
I have no dark vision.
And I need you to make a perception check or survival check at disadvantage, please.
I'm gonna go with survival because that's a +5 versus a +10.
Apparently. it
Disadvantage?
Yep.
That's an 8.
Woo!
Eight.
Could have been a 23.
Oh!
You make a dead sprint.
Into a wall.
As the darkness overcomes you, you are still kind of trying to dodge out of the way of various different forms of debris. Nox, roll d6 for me.
How far did I move? 2 again.
That's a
You
two.
hit the same darkness I found.
Perception or survival? Except you have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
You can roll yours with advantage.
So survival.
That is. Guess we're gonna find out.
19.
19? So you get about 30 feet when you almost right into Kai as you see her just full sprinting backwards coming towards you. At first you're unsettled if she's running from something in front of you but then you think and you know that she can't see in the dark, so maybe she's just gotten lost. So Kai, as you're running, you feel a hand kind of reach out and kind of
No, it's
just-
probably not even there. It's probably middle of the forehead.
just
No, it's not even middle of the forehead, it's like shoulder,
like grab you and
Can I just do a quick...
I'm like,
Kai?
I can't see shit.
And he's like, it's me!
Oh, okay.
And he's just gonna just turn you around. That way!
I can't.
Okay. He's just gonna keep his hand on your shoulder. Alright.
so Nox, you are also nearing the end. Kai,
I knew I was very close.
You could have potentially gotten out here.
Yeah, I know.
But-
because
but
two
you-
moves at a total of 190, that would put me within 20 feet of the end. Like, I was so close.
Yeah, but you basically sprinted halfway backwards. So
Wait, how could I do that, though? Because of the fault line.
it's like the path you're walking on is like 10-15 foot wide. It's just you're basically zigzagging because things are happening, and so the fault line is not an immediate problem right here.
Okay.
Because you're out of the
Other than
hallway,
tender ribs.
because the hallway that you all came through is only 10 foot wide. So a 10-foot fault line covers the whole distance. However, Drex.
I'm gonna polymorph into a giant eagle.
Yeah, roll d6 for me.
1.
1. As you kind of put your hands up to do the somatic casting for Giant Eagle, you do turn into a Giant Eagle and you fly over the fault line. No, you were already in front of the fault line.
My fault line.
Again, it's a wider path though. But as you're flying, you hear this crack from above you as rubble blocks you off.
Oh, nice. Can't go this way no more.
You must find another way.
It's a good thing I can move 160 feet.
So, roll a perception check using the stats for a bird.
I had it pulled up for just a second.
Has anyone rolled a 6 yet?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
I don't know that anybody's rolled what I rolled either.
Percy's got 5 over here.
I don't think we've got a 5 yet either. have we?
I get advantage.
Yep. Advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight.
16.
16? So you do eventually find another secure route. You kind of cheat the system though a little bit, and the route that you find is not on the ground.
Cool. Can I, before I take off on this route, can I swoop down to pick up some people?
One per claw.
And somebody on the back. Because that was actually my initial thought. I was going to turn into an eagle and then go pick up everybody that I could.
You can try. I will let you try. But here is the caveat. Because you are also attempting to grab people and move them out with you, the cave is still collapsing. Things are still happening. It's still kind of falling apart and things like that. So there will be checks to see if you can successfully grab hold of them or not, while you are also attempting to maneuver and zigzag. So who are you going for first?
Your stomach is very loud.
It's because I ate
Probably Theo.
Taco John's.
Interesting.
I ate Taco John's really fast on an empty stomach. Bad combo.
I guess who'd be the first person I see?
Rest your asshole.
Be either Theo, Anastasia, or...
I will
Percy.
point out, if you're trying to carry multiple people, I can't find it right now, but we looked this up. There it is. Your carrying capacity is your strength score multiplied by 15.
No, I'm good there.
So you are a giant eagle, so it'd be 16 times 15 would be his carrying capacity.
Basically enough for 2 people.
I think it's like 130?
So,
Honestly, it's 300.
unfortunately,
240.
240, okay.
your options are,
So it depends.
from people you can see, are Theo, Percy, and Anastasia.
Those are the 3 I was looking for anyway.
So Percy and Anastasia are basically a pair. Yeah, so who do you go for?
Percy?
Percy, this giant bird is flying at you. It's like... it seems to be kind of dodging the collapsing cave. Give me an insight check. You know it's me! You would have no clue. You've never done this before.
It's an 11 on the die for a 12.
12? It is flying at you, but it is not flying at you.
Like it's gonna eat you.
Yeah, it is not moving at you. What's the word?
Intimidating.
Hostily.
Hostile. There you go. It's not
Right.
hostile.
Yeah.
It's not moving
I don't have
forward
malicious
quickly.
intents.
Yeah, there's no malicious
And it
intent.
kind of like stops about 5 feet in front of you and is like kind of motioning you. It's rocking its claws back and forth, kind of, and like
Grabby
punching
hands.
them.
Grabby hands.
Trying to get your attention.
Yeah,
give you an
like
idea what I
motioning you to get on or get in.
want. One of you two.
I'm just trying to decide if Percy would go or if he would suggest Anastasia go.
I mean, if you,
He can get both of you.
yeah.
Well,
He has
I-
seen me trans.
I will point out that Percy and his gear weigh 190 pounds, and his carrying capacity is 240.
Yeah.
So,
Don't really do it.
as long as you're okay with that, I'm just saying.
Basically, it's like a
raw,
two-person limit.
because Percy weighs almost 100 pounds and his gear weighs 90. So.
So Drex is a 2-person bird.
Yeah.
He's a mini cooper.
So he will. I'm still close enough to Anastasia, like I could grab her hand and go over to the eagle.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of run over and give her a quick informative that clutching her into a pair of talons.
Somebody or something, somehow there's a giant eagle here trying to help us.
Okay.
I wouldn't know that it's Drax.
Nope,
I
I've
would,
never seen
I
him do
would,
it.
I would probably think, wait a minute. I can see Theo. What?
You know, like
Maybe
three
it's a
people-
Stoyo?
She
Because
doesn't.
I probably wouldn't have ever seen you do this.
She
I've never done
doesn't
it.
give you any
It's the
resistance.
first time I've ever done it.
Probably seeing Estoyo having turned into a bird multiple times, you kind of like position her, and you get the first kind of claw wrapped around. You kind of get into the other one, and then yeah.
The races.
And you swoop through a like opening that's kind of towards the ceiling that kind of takes you through and around. And when you, because you can move so far, and you
160 feet.
are avoiding ground obstacles, you actually fly out the exit side of the mountain.
I would like to drop them off and come back.
Trying
to get
so we'll see where everyone's at on your next turn. Because right now you just popped out of the mountain. So Percy and Anastasia, you guys are good. I need someone to roll a d6 for Astoya, please.
He'll be coming out of the mountain when he comes. No, around the mountain, out of the mountain.
4? 4. Okay. 4 is the falling obstacles.
Oh yeah.
Come on, bad daddy, let's go.
Oh no. You get pummeled.
Oh, you got a natural 1.
Oh, rough.
He is gonna come out
If he makes it.
Broken.
with literally like barely any of his limbs attached.
So Theocharis and Nox,
Interesting, I just had a thought.
you guys are in your last stretch here. So this is your finale here.
I see them.
You have dark vision, yeah?
Yeah.
Vaguely, yeah. You're all kind of near each other.
I've seen the bird. I've seen Percy.
You still haven't seen Astoya.
I haven't seen a Stoyo, but I've seen a Stoyo turn into a bird before.
You're not sure if you've seen Astoya?
But I saw you pass me,
And then you see the bird come back.
so I'm confused.
You have no idea.
I'm trying in my head. I'm trying to account for everybody. I'm like,
So do you need to roll a d4 to determine how you act this round? For the confused condition?
I am going to hold my action because I'm sure that somebody is still behind me.
Okay.
And I'm trying to wait to make sure they get out.
Roll a d6.
4.
4? Okay. Good to know. Kai? 1?
Have you gotten like the same 2 rolls on every turn?
You, as you are running, another part of the wall caves in. There is only one singular 5-foot opening left to get through. So if somebody else rolls a 1, the way out will be completely blocked off. Luckily, most of you are already out.
There's a third that can come back for you, don't worry.
I can.
Oh no?
That was the side that just caved in.
My way in's gone? Well, okay.
So we're in the lake, though, right?
Yes.
So we could jump in the lake and go down.
Unless that's completely blocked off.
Well, so, yeah, you guys are basically... I mean, you could. It is an option, yes.
Okay.
Not a great option, but an option.
It would have its own drawbacks, but you could.
It's better than being locked in.
Give me a perception check. Just fly roll.
13 plus 2, 15.
You're good. You make it through the hallway, find
I skirt that.
the last 5-foot entrance, and you make it through down the hall and kind of burst out the other side. Carefully, because you
I don't
know
want to knock anything.
where the waterfall, goes over, there was that ledge that kind of led you to it. You are basically at the mouth here. Nox.
Seeing Kai, everything else, doing a head count himself, he's gonna see Theo, and he's just like, we're 1 short, so yeah, he's gonna hang back with Theo in case both of them need to interfere.
Roll a d6 for me.
6.
6 is a shame that you are not moving because a 6 is a free pass.
I haven't seen a Stoyo yet. But I've seen a bird.
Yeah, we'll just
don't know.
We'll just wait. We'll see what happens. We'll just wait.
Okay. Drex is your go.
Do I see any way of coming back in to try and rescue or get anybody else out? That
I mean, you can set them down and go back in. You
Yeah.
just can't come out the way you did. You have to actually fly back through the cave, potentially back into obstacles.
Excuse me.
So I only know that
We've got options.
Kai, or not Kai.
You see, well, you do.
You see my
see
shock of
Kai?
orange hair now.
Okay, so I know
Breaking down
Kai's
that
out here.
path.
Kai is out,
And I know
Percy and
Percy and
Anastasia are in
Anastasia.
your claws.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Percy and Anastasia over by Kai,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go back.
Okay. Roll 6 for me.
6.
6. Your path is not blocked. You face no obstacles or obstructions.
So
Flying back in, you see Percy and Nox just kind of Theo and Nox just kind of standing, kind of like looking in front of them, out towards the exit, and looking behind them, waiting.
do I know? Can I go far enough to see Astoria?
Does your bird form have dark vision?
I do not know. If it does not, then I probably won't go. No, not that I see it.
Okay. So you don't see him right now, and you know if you fly backwards, there are going to be pockets of darkness.
Yeah.
So you can still try at disadvantage.
Oh, do I have?
We're good.
I'll go to just past the first pocket. That I'm going back towards it.
We'll need a perception check with disadvantage, please.
But
Do I
you
get
get advantage.
flat roll?
Do I need to
Because
do
I
You
it?
get
get
advantage
advantage.
because he has keen sight.
I find ways around stupid shit.
Well, if it's a story, he wouldn't go back in.
Technically, rules is written.
Right.
Yes, you would, because it's
Who the hell is it?
However, you cannot see, and so you cannot keenly not see. But
Hearing?
go ahead and make it just a flat roll. But I am kind of skeptical on this in the future.
What
19.
do you do?
So keen sight gives you advantage on perception checks. However, you cannot keenly see in the dark. It doesn't matter if you can see or not. If it's darkness, you can't see.
So, keen sight gives you advantage. Darkness gives you disadvantage. So they would cancel out.
Right. So, and that's why I had him just do a flat roll. But I'm skeptical of it because I don't think you would get the keen sight advantage in an area where you cannot see, just because
Because
it
technically it's supposed to rely
doesn't
on
quite
sight.
make sense. It'd be like having keen hearing in an area where you can't hear.
If you're in the middle of a silent spell.
Yeah.
If
I hear
the
you.
creature has darkness, that would be different.
Right.
Right. But it doesn't.
Eagle,
But-
the giant eagle don't have
so what did you get?
That's
Sorry.
weird.
Right.
19. 19?
I bet an owl probably does.
Owl does, yeah.
So back into the first pocket here, kind of like scoping out. You are mainly more relying on your ears than you are your eyes. You don't see or hear anything in the first area.
I don't want to go too far in.
But he hasn't acted yet.
I'll wait there, and if I don't see him after his action, I'll go back. I'm gonna go back out or fly back.
Theocharis, you guys doing anything here? 40 rolls. Potentially seals your fate.
I potentially could still get out. Just gonna have to find a different route.
Holding strong.
Waiting. We're going.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out here with Docs. I mean, as long as there's access to water.
Did you have a story go? Because technically he goes after Drex.
Well, he goes after
Dude, it
Drex
says,
and then Percy and Anastasia.
a lot
and
of us have
because
been
he-
holding
he
our turns, our orders.
held his stuff the very first round. So I'm giving them an option, because they're also holding their stuff, to act before he does, just in case I roll a 1 and blocks off the exit.
Give me a second. There's not much I can do. Can I?
I mean, as long as there's access to the water, I think I can get out.
Yeah. Can I have?
Well, I mean, because you have control water still, right? And the staff, and you can blast the path out.
I also have the spell control water. I'll be okay.
Worst case scenario, I go swimming.
Yeah, it is,
Worst
you
case
know, like I
scenario,
said,
that's
the water option has its own drawbacks in terms
Worst
of
case
it's
scenario, we're all
freezing
swimming.
cold, and you would have to make not 1, but 2 waterfall drop-offs. That could also go badly. But
Bet.
we're not
Can
there
I
yet.
potentially, in case there's a fissure or anything that would cause him to trip, can I ready the help action to reach out and
So
grab him?
right now, you can. Right now, you are currently in the middle of holding your action to dash to get out. So if you instead change that ready to help, it means you will not move, which means you'll have to roll again when your turn comes around.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Got one.
2.
Isn't that more darkness?
Poor guy.
He faces more darkness in
Poor
which
you.
he can't see. He has rolled the worst fucking options every time.
Hello, darkness, my old
Yeah,
friend.
basically.
Since I ready the help action, does that help at all or anything? Or was I too specific with my...
Well, for your help action to trigger, he would have to be in range for you to help him. Which,
I'm waiting for me.
out of his 3,
This is the 4th round of him doing this.
out of his 4 passes, he has failed 3 of them.
Oh
So,
my
Christ.
god.
He is nowhere near you guys. Plus, he's running into all of your obstacles. He rolled really unlucky.
piss.
He got the fault line first, and he's not very strong, so that set him back. And then, yeah, he's had like 2 rounds of darkness that he has disadvantage in because he can't see. The only one he passed was the falling debris.
I thought I got a nat 1 on that one.
Was that the debris, or I thought that was the darkness one?
Dude,
He got a nat 1
either
somewhere.
way,
He did.
he's rolled.
Yes, he's not had a good time.
I think we need to start rolling for him out here and not have you do it.
Yeah.
I can roll first.
Okay.
Disadvantage?
Well, I've already rolled
Oh, okay.
for this time
Yeah.
around.
Still readying the help action to help him out, like the moment I see him.
Okay.
Render him aid.
So I guess Theo, this is the end of the round. What do you use your whole action to do? You don't see Stoyo.
I'm gonna go back for him. The bird went past us in deeper, right?
Yes.
So this is the end of the 4th round before the beginning of the 5th round here. So this is determining what you're doing with your held action before the 5th round starts.
I don't know.
stomach is churning.
I mean, all of our round shapes are used up. I can't shift. I mean, I have some spell slots, but nothing that's going to help here.
I'm out of spell slots. Speaking of.
Go.
I don't want to go out. I want to go in. I'm going to go running in.
Okay.
And then find him.
Okay. So you and Nox stand steady and begin to kind of turn and start progressing backwards. The start of the 5th round now, with Theo, you still being first, you hear what do you?
Second thought, no.
Where did that come from? Did it come from in front of me? Did it come just all around me?
It came from
Outside?
It came from. So if you are facing backwards, so like you're running back in, it came from in front of you, backwards. If you are running out the exit, it came from behind you.
Well,
so it came from the soil and bird direction.
I was getting ready to head in.
Yes.
So it would have been in front of you.
So it's coming from inside the cavern.
Yes.
I'm just going to look at Knox and say, I got to go find him. And take off running. Going in to find Astoria.
Okay. Nox.
He's gonna hold steady. Can it... I'm going to try to cast the cantrip light on his shield.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything or no? Okay.
Art, that depends. Are you moving further backwards? I
No,
guess.
he's staying steady, and I'm
Okay.
going to use my action
No,
to cast.
you don't need to roll anything. So,
Just so...
Theo, you are moving backwards back into it, which will put you back into the darkness. So I need you to make a perception or survival check. You have dark vision, right?
Yes.
With advantage.
I'm doing this as well. 23.
23? Okay. Yep, you don't have any issues traversing it.
Bird.
If I get anywhere near the bird, I'm just going to yell out, get out.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are kind of hovering. Now that you've run into it, you guys are now in the same kind of bubble of darkness. So you don't exactly see Theo, but you hear his voice.
That's not what you would say.
I did say if I didn't see him on that turn, I would turn back around and go back. And go back towards the entrance.
Okay.
Or the exit.
Yeah. Okay. You do so. I'm just kind of assuming that those of you who are already out are staying out.
Yes.
That's why I haven't been coming back to you guys.
I'll go as far as Knox and stuff.
Okay. This is still about 30, 40 feet from you,
I'm going to land in the process while I'm waiting.
from the exit. So just so you know, you're not out of the cave. Okay. Soil's turn, so you roll a d6 for him, please.
See everybody.
5.
Couldn't get a 6 1.
I couldn't even get a 6 for myself.
Good thing I didn't roll. That would have been more dark vision.
Yeah, because the 5 is the fissure, isn't it?
Oh god, this poor guy.
So he effectively has to make an athletics check, which he sucks at.
Come on, boy. Oh.
You could do an acrobatics check. Acrobatics is also jumping.
Is he running? Because if he's running, he could potentially take the long jump. Actually.
Well,
But it's still, that's an athletics check.
Yeah.
Yeah, still, but
He's in a very bad situation of because he's so far behind, he's running into new traps in old traps. So
Estoyo may just die.
see, he doesn't have any. He has 3 first level spells left, and that's all he has.
Ooh.
And none of those are gonna help him.
Can he give himself guidance?
Druids can get that.
Okay, this is... I was under the impression when we first encountered him, maybe it's just because he's a druid and he was shapeshifted. But I thought he was a werewolf or a vampire, one or the other.
He does have a lot of those
So would
vampiric
he-
tendencies right now.
So does he have any traits from either of those?
Well,
Because vampires can turn into a bat and fly away,
Does
or...
Or has
Does
dark
he have
vision.
any wild shapes left? Okay.
nope. He used all of his wild
what
shapes.
are his first
earlier.
level?
That's what I
What
thought.
first level spell slots does he have?
He has Ice Knife, Beast Bond, Entangle, and Cure Wounds.
Can he use Entangle to?
He
give
could use
himself-
Entangle kind of like I did.
Yeah, to make a bridge.
Yeah.
Or kind of like Spider-Man web, the Entangle. I don't know.
Yeah.
And instead of is it an Arcana?
I'm telling you guys, on
Yes,
nature on this.
He'll try that because last time he tried to jump, it went horribly for him. So he will try the nature one. However,
Did it work alright?
though it's not a
Oh,
negative,
it's gonna be
his nature is only +1. So-
+1's better than or -2.
Yep.
Or whatever his athletic is. Oh my god!
Another natural one.
Yes! Oh my god, this guy just is not destined to get out of here.
That's 2.
So see,
It's 2.
it's really good this way.
Estoyo he's not meant to make it out.
He doesn't fall to his death.
Okay, so
And
he
then-
is the last to act at the end of round 5.
Wait, doesn't list my spells.
So start of
Look.
round 6.
So then when you get done,
Theo,
import it.
you are about
When I
60
imported
feet
it,
away from the entrance.
So that worked. It fills in on my
Nox
equipment
and
and my spells.
Bird.
And gives me my spells.
Drex, you are
Okay.
you are
But it
about
doesn't fill in though.
30, 40
Yeah, you
feet
got 30,
from
So I gotta figure out what I did.
I'll
wrong.
see what I've got done on paper.
Yeah, I'll
Because
have to figure out what I
the
did
3
wrong.
of you are hit by a pulse of whatever that explosion was. This is the shockwave that is being emitted through
the caves.
the cavern, through every tunnel. You guys hear it on the outside and can see the kind of sonic boom as it kind of comes flying out of...
Does it open up that entranceway a little bit more? Or does it collapse further?
Does it shove?
Well-
is the shockwave going to move us? at
Yes, it is going to move you.
Okay.
It's also going to hurt you. So I need the 3 of you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Oh no.
To 6. Luckily, you're a bird.
Luckily I'm a bird.
Bird, bird, bird.
With 26 health.
Constitution?
Yep.
18.
Okay.
14.
Poor Stoyo. Can he ride the shockwave to
Jump.
launch him over the fissure?
Jump and make it push him as far as possible.
Like Michael Bay this shit?
Yeah, use different dice,
I
please.
think we're going to lose.
Yeah.
As long as we don't lose you guys in the process.
Oh, God.
How much is it?
A lot.
Is it more than 26?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not out of bird form.
Well, we're good.
I just see how much I'm carrying over.
So, Nox, you passed. You take half.
Am I the only one who passed?
2 of you failed.
Oh my.
Oh god.
You 2 take 63 points
Holy
of damage.
crap.
That runs.
Nox, you take 31.
I am still carrying 37 over.
As you take 10d10 points of force
Holy
damage. As the shockwave slams into you and
Is Theo
throws
okay?
your body against the walls.
Theo's down.
Who's blacked out?
I only have 22 hit points.
That is my saving grace.
So I was at 48. I was basically at max.
Mhm.
Plus I had the 3 temporary still left over from being shifted, which probably would have gone away. But yeah, I'm unconscious.
So, you are thrown against the wall and kind of just fall and against the ground, but you kind of pick yourself up with this almost deafening ring in your ears as you kind of look around and you see. So it did push you guys 15 feet closer towards the entrance. So it's hop, skip, jump away for you. And you, even though you're unconscious. Theo is about,
Be 45 feet.
yeah, 45 feet in front of you.
Can I see him?
You can see him.
Okay, good.
Not in the darkness, luckily. It is just
Perfect.
outside.
You get pushed out of the darkness, okay?
However, that was just the shockwave. The explosion is coming next.
I want to get... As I am the only one up. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Stoy was down.
The 2 of you, because
sure
you're
Stoy
unconscious,
is
I'm going to
down.
have you guys make death saves through this round. By the grace of a natural 20, you spring to your feet.
Before, can I can I go to both of them? I have 5 potions.
You can,
And give them both a potion.
but
As my action and bonus action.
in initiative order, they go first.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Okay, so just save.
At least it wasn't a 1.
Oh my god.
I rolled a natural 13.
Okay.
I'm still good.
Okay, Drex.
I'm going to give them both a potion. Both my greater potions.
Okay. You can do 1,
1.
because the potion is an action, because you're using an object.
Nox is closer.
Nox is closer. It
And
would
Nox is-
actually take me a full action to get to you. So I wouldn't even be able to use it on you even if I did. So I'd have to dash to get you. Knowing that, I would give it to Nox because Nox is the closest and I can't get to
Nox,
Theo.
you come back to consciousness with 10 health.
No, it's a greater
I used the
healing
greater.
potion.
Oh, you used greater heal. What is
I was
that?
gonna use greater on both of
Is
them.
that
4d4 plus...
Plus 4.
So you come back with 20.
4d4 plus 4.
Because yeah.
Okay. You come back up with 20. We'll still keep it in the same round here before it resets again. Do you have anything to get Theo up?
Do you have healing word?
What level is healing word?
First.
Okay.
First.
I do. I do have healing word.
Range on here, leave word is 50 feet.
It's a range is like 60 feet on that
Yeah,
bad
they get
boy.
within 60 feet.
You are within 60 feet.
So I'm within 60
everyone.
See ya.
feet.
Okay.
Theo, get your butt up.
I did make the right choice.
As I hate to continue being the bearer of bad news, you are still affected by the divinite.
Yeah.
So I need you to pass your Constitution saving throw first to attempt to cast the spell.
10.
10
10 even.
does not succeed.
Okay. I have one first level spell slot left.
Okay. So that will be the round. At the beginning of the next round, the flames can now be seen rapidly approaching behind you. They
Does that mean that the darkness is gone?
Yes.
No more darkness.
Positives.
Positives.
Oh, I can see as I cook.
They
Fried fish.
they will anything inside the cave next round will get hit by them.
Ooh.
So this is your final round to get out of the cave. So Theo, I need a death save. If you ever were to roll a natural 20 in your life.
16.
16? Surprise. Nice.
How many second levels you got left?
I've got 1 second level, 1 first level, but I'm only at 20 health. That flame will kill me.
Kill me too.
He gets hit though. He's already got 1 death save. He gets hit.
But
Theo is cooked.
But even if you cast Healing Word at second level, it's still just a bonus action, so you would still be able to move.
Yeah.
Yep. Healing word, first level.
So you want to
Guide's an
attempt
action.
to guide yourself.
No, we've got blind luck.
Blind luck.
Blind luck.
Let's see it.
I can't even look.
What's your bonus?
14. Damn it!
One shy.
DC 15.
Yeah. It's Constitution, right? Yeah, it's a +3. Okay. Yeah.
That was your bonus action.
Mm.
You could move to him for 30 feet. That would get you to him. A bonus action dash, though, would put you 15 feet from the entrance. But could potentially... Well, no, because you'd have to use your action to use a healing potion.
I know what I would suggest, but I'm unconscious.
Same boat I was in last 2 weeks ago, when I was like, I want to say something, but I'm unconscious.
Here we go.
I want to say something, but I'm not there.
I know, me too.
Okay. He's gonna look at Drex, tell him to take care of the kids, and he's gonna run to Theo.
Okay. You use your you use your movement to make it to Theo.
Mm-hmm. Action. We're going to health potion.
Okay. You regain consciousness with 10 health.
Before you go. Before she goes, I want to give her my last greater healing potion. Or him, my last greater healing potion.
So Theo at least gets a turn in his initiative.
What is your total health?
I'm
Max health?
max health, I'm at 68.
Mine? My max is 48. Right now I'm at 10.
Well, that's why I wanted to give her the greater.
You at least
So you have a greater healing
have a
potion instead of
chance with your action now.
So, am I taking the greater healing potion?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you would
wanted to
take the
give-
greater healing then.
So
Yeah.
You
that's
take
20.
So it'd be another 10.
For who?
Drex gave us one before I left.
He
Okay.
passed off
You
his
passed
greater.
it. Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah. 20 hit points.
I was gonna say lower, he booked it for the exit. 11 and higher, he'd go to Theo, and I rolled an 11. So
If it's my action, I'm gonna look at Nox and basically say, Lake,
Gonna be close.
and I'm gonna run and jump in the water.
Okay.
And who is that one?
Lake it is. But
I see both of them jump, yes?
It's not my turn yet.
Well, at
It's-
least
They, Theo, you run, jump in the water. You, with an action and a dash, you could just make it to the outside. You wouldn't necessarily have to jump. Because you're 45 feet away. Because you're, at this point, you're on the base, like, where you guys came in.
That's not what I thought he was gonna
So
do.
this
actually.
waterfall is the straight shot down. It's on the outside.
No, I figured he was gonna grab the staff and go control water, but
Do
you know,
I have any idea whether or not Nox is going to be able to follow me out?
You don't know.
Go for it, man.
Really wish I had intense music I could play right now.
so tired.
What are you doing?
Can I use the staff for with control water to basically wrap us in a bubble of water? And then, if possible, I'd like to move us with that bubble of water towards the exit.
Or at least towards the water. Whatever.
So, what you could do is basically at the last moment use the control water to raise the tides by 20 feet, making it so that they hit the water first.
I'll do that.
Unfortunately, there's really no way to try and do like a bubble scenario just with how little time is available. But you could do that. You could create a 20-foot tall wave to basically block off.
Create a wall of water between us and the flames.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
if it buys us time to get out, that's what I'm looking for.
Sure. You can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
We're still jumping for the water.
If this gets us out without it,
I'm gonna go ahead and get out.
otherwise, yeah.
Nox told me to take care of the kids. We'll take care of the kids.
Percy, Kai, Anastasia, those of you who are already outside, finally, after hearing and feeling this sonic boom of a shockwave, see Drex
Because Kai's getting ready to get back up and just run right back in there.
very bloodied.
Oh, I know exactly what's coming, and I will stop you.
You gotta catch me first.
Well,
Out.
You gotta run by him to go in, though.
Dude, he's
Very bloodied and beaten.
bloody.
You see him dart out of the cave with a very just somber expression.
Does there seem to be danger for us? Like, does it seem to be starting an avalanche or anything?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because
Not
if so, Percy would be grabbing Anastasia and, like, we gotta get out of here and be heading down the mountain.
Not that you can hear or see.
Feel.
Yeah, at the moment.
surprising.
So I would picture as, like, he's got his, he's holding her hand wrist again, like, getting ready to zip down the mountain because this sonic boom just happened and he's, like, looking up above them to see if the snow's coming.
So, I need the two of you to make dexterity saving throws with advantage.
I would love to be able to give you my dex save roll.
There's the big question though. Was Estoyo in a pit and avoid the flames, or did he get charred to a crisp?
15.
That is the TC.
Oh!
You guys
Figured that's what
literally
you had in
playing with fire. However,
You're probably still both going to be knocked unconscious,
you
though.
are still going to take half here.
14 plus 1, bro.
With you both at 2 HP.
Will it, potentially, since we're in the water, will it just knock us into the water and we just free fall?
Well, you guys aren't in the water. You are basically...
We're getting out.
Yeah, you're basically like 15, 20 feet away from the exit, and you don't have enough time to make it. So Theo has put this wall of water that's like going from... He used it to raise the tide to fill this room full of water and create a wall that will successfully absorb some of the blast.
Which was, I assume, the reason for the advantage on the deck save.
Right.
Roll like crap.
We're still going down, bro.
The Constitution score is 4.
Okay. This one significantly better for you guys.
Is it half? Is it below 20?
I'm guessing it's like going to be 21.
It is... I'm so freaking panicked I can't do basic math.
It's fine. Why do you think I
Well,
have
on the bright side,
Okay.
because you both passed your death saving throws, you're now going to be insta-killed.
So, already have.
Unless the damage is really high.
It is 28 points of fire damage,
Move on.
By
but you are still alive. My first set of d10s that I rolled, the first set of d10s, which I rolled 5, added up to 40.
Whew!
I rolled a 10, a 9, and 3 7s.
Jesus Christ.
The second set was 2 3s, no, 3 3s, a 1, and a 7. Much more generous.
Nah, the first one could have been a lot more generous.
It is also an extremely good thing you passed your deck saves.
Yeah, that might have killed me outright.
Okay. So,
Do they get blasted any closer to the entrance then?
well, this is more of
Fire.
a burst of flames, almost like a breath of a creature,
I came into this
comes
world by fire. It's
sprawling
fire.
out of the mouth of this cave, kind of like straight through the waterfall, kind of almost cleaves it in half, stopping the water flow for half a second, until the kind of smoke and smoldering of the flames begins to create this like steam almost. And waiting about 10 seconds or so after this, kind of poke your head back inside. Nox and Theo are about 15 feet away on the ground, unconscious, not moving. But there is a blanket of water that has kind of covering over them that has just slowly now kind of sunk back down. So they don't appear to be dead, but
They didn't catch fire either.
burned and beaten for sure.
And they're unconscious.
Carry one
So-
of them out of there.
We will start there next time.
They're alive.